Cherie Hansen here, just reporting in with my blog and my video, and also mentioning my book, Laying It on the Line, which can be purchased for $25, including my poetry and shamanic drawings. And I was encouraged by Gabor Mate to write about my journey from a very violent childhood to a peaceful adulthood. Let me know if you're interested. I can send it to you for $25. And I'm going to read to you today from my blog, which is called Dizziness, Moths, or Butterflies Energy Flapping. This is for January 24th. Today, Trump, with a stroke of the pen, ended Standing Rock, the TTP, and made an agreement with Canada to allow pipelines to cross major farmlands. We experienced or planned or walked in one of the largest gatherings of women since the 1913 demonstrations for the right to vote. The assumption has been that social liberalism was a developed philosophy with its commiserate protection of all members of a society in the contemporary Western world. Included in that concept was the protection of the earth and the environment to ensure that our progeny would inherit a safe and stable existence on the face of the earth. We are all dealing with the sudden apparent shifting of energy. The activation of fear has created more scenarios for fear. It is a dark energy that feeds upon itself in order to grow. We know from social anthropological studies, from brain chemistry studies, that when people feel safe, when they feel happy and feel protected, they are more likely to be compassionate. Their thinking is more creative, and they're more able to MacGyver a solution. Most of us are familiar with a Star Trek episode called The Trouble with Tribbles. Creatures that live on anxiety exponentially increase when they are feared. We are seeing pushback happening with the marching of women and their partners across the globe. We are seeing some of the raising of awareness in our own town of Kelowna as voters push back on the issues of stalling, rejecting a safe injection site, and the threat on parkland by a proposal from City Council to build a tourist bureau on prime lakefront property. Today I posted on Facebook my reaction to these two seemingly different issues. And here is my quoting of my post. The education, the studies, the academic follow-up to the effectiveness of injection sites has been collected for over 15 years. What the voting public is looking at is a general issue in the city, in the Okanagan, and in the province. It is a philosophy focused on a very 1980s, 1990s retro thinking. Everything we must do to move into a more compassionate, caring, green, and thriving world is being blocked. Climate change is being ignored in an attempt to placate voters with short-term jobs. Child protection systems are failing because of a lack of commitment to creating a new structure that is proven to work wisely and deal with abuse cycles. Building commerce pushing structures in the major city park when it is known, proven that for a contemporary city to thrive, it must attract young, creative individuals working in the green business sector. A recent survey of young professionals indicated that only 6% would consider moving to Kelowna because of these short-sighted actions which defeat the possibility of a vibrant future. Ignoring the environmental limitations of having a city in a semi-desert valley with its limited water resources in the name of short-term financial gain is wrong-headed. It is not one thing. It is the entire mindset that is the block. Learning to care for one another, learning to care for the environment, learning to care for the creation of a sustainable future needs to happen within the political structure. There is only one way to move past this philosophy, and it is for people to see that the block is there. Reacting to one arm of the octopus is exhausted and ineffective. Today, as I sat in my bath, I heard the organizer of Occupy talk about the dead end of mass demonstrations. Occupy became a distinct moment in time and has no long-term effect. In this shared interview on CBC this morning, a long-term political activist echoed the sentiment. Jay Pitters, an author with 10 years of experience in public engagement, has her own suggestions for people who seriously want to make a change. I think every single woman who attended that march and women who did not should create something that I call a personal action plan to ensure tangible action, Pitters said. Pitters said people should start by identifying an issue, a single issue to focus on, then take stock of the resources they have to bring to the table and research people who are already working in that area. Then women need to sit down and develop a timeline with milestones so they are really measuring their actions and their impact, she says. Where do we go from here? We can stay home and feel more and more dizzy, confused, sickened by what is going on. We can troll, snipe, attack, and vilify those who do not agree with us on social media. Or we can encourage others who have the skill and experience of succeeding in activism to step up. We are there for them. As with most things in life, if we wait for the lesson to go from a whisper to a bulldozer plowing through our security structures, we will eventually take action. But as one who has had her life flattened 3 times from refusal to act early on, I really prefer the early response method now. Where do we go from here? Well, the tribbles are growing. Thank you.